Why it was a lot.
They mentioned where the East Coast West Coast beef started because there was a shooting where Puff Daddy was at a club with Suge Knight,
In
and one
Atlanta. Yeah.
mentioned
That
that
was
on our
interesting as
platform as
well.
well. Yeah, they don't talk about that enough as far as that. What kind of ignited a lot of the beef between the two companies?
Where that all started, yeah, like the yeah, because what it really highlights is the fact that there was no East Coast West Coast beef. There was just a beef between Diddy and Suge.
Right.
That's what there was. There also wasn't enough information speaking on the relationship with Zip and the ties to the Crips. There wasn't enough information on that either. But I thought it was very interesting how, for the first time, people were able to get their hands on the proffer conversation that Keefe D had with the feds regarding what happened to Tupac and Suge in Vegas on the night of the Tyson fight. That was interesting. You didn't think?
Without question. Without question.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, they said they had some footage that had never before been seen.
I mean, you
I,
could say that, but I saw a YouTuber that goes
yeah,
by the name of Miss Low Down who was using some of that footage like a month and a half ago, attacking Gene Deal and saying that Gene Deal was involved in the hit on Big, which was wild. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, this is here in the documentary. How did she get her hands on this?
man, without question. Even them saying that for Big's funeral, for Puff to have used Big's uh his money to pay for his own funeral.
His
Um,
budget. Yeah,
his buck,
yeah.
yeah,
He
his buck.
he took he ran up the bill on his funeral to put this big public show on, to put this big public show on, and then forced it onto his recording budget as a recoupable expense, which means who really paid for it were the fans, because all of that money came from everything that the record company recouped. Like, that's, I mean, it's no different than the fact that Maxwell paid for Aaliyah's headstone, for her gravestone, because nobody did. Nobody bothered. Isn't that wild? A lot of
It,
people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that the tombstone that Aaliyah has was paid for by Maxwell, not even her own family.
yeah, it says a lot. Even after watching even the Eddie Murphy documentary, where these celebrities are passing away with close to nothing. It's interesting that they live such a lavish life and then pass with almost nothing to them.
I mean, they live a lavish life and they pass away with nothing. It sounds like it was all for show. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it was never theirs to begin with. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's just so funny. Like, people keep talking about, oh, this person's a billionaire, that person's a billionaire, this person's a billionaire. Why? Because it was written down on a piece of paper that they're a billionaire? Are you absolutely certain that they are?
Come on.
Or are they just given access? Because, see, as long as they have access, as long as they look a certain way, it allows the public to believe that this is what it is. You want to know what's, speaking of sidebar, have you guys seen, did you see the new Running Man?
Yeah, yeah, it was better than expected.
What did you think?
About which part? About the overall movie or the society or?
The overall movie and the way it translates to today.
Oh yeah, no. To me, it's a glimpse in our future. It's a glimpse of what's
Is it
coming.
a, is it a glimpse in our future or is it what we're already living?
Hey, nah, we're right. Overly stylized life of what's going on right now. Hey, hey,
The network. Everything was being ran by the network. Everybody worked for the network. The network. Did you not see, like, you want to know what, for me, watching that movie was a total head trip. It was a total head trip, especially for me. I'm
what's up?
not gonna lie, I was triggered for like almost a week.
Go ahead, speak on it. Speak on it, because a lot of people haven't seen this movie yet.
Well, no, I mean, basically, just it's YouTube. It's YouTube. The way that they have the audience locked in, the way that they were editing and AIing his stuff, like he was sending in his confessional tapes. The way he had to disguise his background so nobody would know exactly where he was from, but they were tracking where the tapes were being mailed from, and that's how they were able to zero in on his location so that they could send the bounty hunters to come and get him.
Yeah,
The way they had the audience involved and spying and looking, the
yeah,
way when the two little boys took the life of the second contestant, that wild crazy lesbian girl
yeah, yeah.
who
Yeah.
got away, and meanwhile what ended up
Flamethrower.
taking her out. Yeah, the flamethrowers, two little kids. And I think, what was their prize? A lifetime supply of cereal.
Come on,
Cereal is what they were paid. um,
come on, come on.
it just kind of made me think about when Tasha K put together that whole Crime Stoppers thing for me, and had people passing it all over Facebook and all over Instagram and all over TikTok. Y'all don't remember when they were accusing me of skated by the state of Louisiana, and they tried to call it larceny? And that was Tasha K that put that whole thing together, right?
Uh,
You
News.
didn't know that?
Yeah, news. Oh,
Yeah. What was also really interesting was is that I had a so-called accomplice, a man who I had never met, a man who I had never seen, who apparently helped me steal the truck that I rented.
yeah.
Isn't that weird? That was Tasha K. Right here on YouTube. It all was being passed around. Just
Yeah.
like in The Running Man.
Come on,
Find and report.
find and report.
Like, it's really weird.
I can see it being triggering. I really, now that you say it like that, now that you laid it down, I can see that movie being triggering in the sense
And
that,
and the simple fact that he went and signed up for one thing. But then the Bobby T guy gets online and lies about his background, lies about his life, lied about his wife, lied about his kid, lied about his employment, lied about everything. Like, they literally created him into a villain. They turned him into this terrible, derelict individual who was too lazy to work. When the truth is the reason why he had got fired and he was losing his job was because he was speaking up against the injustices of what was happening to his coworkers, what was happening, kind of like me,
in the
getting
public,
online and speaking out about, you know, the tragedies and the atrocities that the industry has been committing time and time again, decade after decade. The people that I've seen that have been, the character in The Running Man is no different than me.
You are the running man.
No different than me. But yet, you go online, and when you put in my name, rather than finding my content, or rather than finding my commentary, you find channel after channel after channel of people that have sat there and turned me into some kind of supervillain, turned me into some kind of derelict individual, turned me into some kind of whatever the case may be. When I saw the way they took his he gave a whole and he gave it. I mean, literally, he did his testimonial and he was like, and this is what's going on, and turn away from the industry, turn it off, don't watch this, don't watch that. And they literally took his video and edited to make him say he's gonna do all of this crazy stuff and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. Like,
And and the public ate it up.
and the public ate it up. How is that any different than me?
Hey, come on.
How is that any different than me sitting with Storm Monroe talking about the Cassie tape and talking about how I was triggered by what I saw from her because I had had similar things happen to me. And then they edited it to make it sound like that I was blaming Sean Carter for it. They took my image. I had to break down the whole AI video from the shadows to the way things were moving to the fact that my earrings that I was wearing were getting stuck to the imaging in my glasses, the reflection being like the whole 9 yards. The way they were stopping it, the way they were speeding it up, the way they did, like Storm Monroe did all of that. And it was wild because we did that video in May, the week after the Cassie tape came out. It was wild because they took that video down and then they did a premiere and re-aired it with a whole nother audience after they had edited it. Then they let it sit there for 3 months. And then guess who was the person who came forward to discover what I said about Sean Carter? Tasha K. It was Tasha K who discovered me blaming Sean Carter for something that I had never done and that I had never said he had done. And they took me, they took my voice, they took my image, they took the words, and they edited this and they AI this and they did all of that.
Yeah, this AI has gone out of hand.
And then they came after me, saying that I was backtracking, saying that I lied, saying that, oh, she said this about Jay-Z and now she's backtracking, now she's backpedaling for something that I never said. I was talking about something else, and I was talking about someone else. And the someone else that I actually came forward and gave his name. I had never spoken his name until last year, until they did that. The name is Trevor Green. You want to know what's funny? Trevor Green now has a channel here on YouTube. You can go and you can look it up yourself. The character Trevor Green on YouTube never existed until I mentioned his name in defense of what they were trying to pull on me. And now he's a character on YouTube. I actually had to block and ban him from my Instagram page. He was going through my content, looking for things to try to create, to switch up and to do all of this stuff because he's making videos of me here on YouTube now.
Hey, you unlock them. You unlock them. Ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm just saying. I'm still not understanding because the person that they're glorifying and the person that they're propping up is someone who actually held me against my will at gunpoint. There's funny because somebody else did a whole nother video saying that I said that it was Jay-Z that did that to me. And then they said that I did something and they said that I said that Trevor Green had a knife to my neck. None of that ever happened. I never said any of that. What I actually said, you can see on my channel, but guess what? That's only if you can make it to my channel. Because guess what they've been doing now, ever since my channel crossed 100K? They're creating more fake channels, putting up a bunch of fake shorts.
Oh wow.
So I just thought that was very interesting because I'm like, if this ain't the fucking Running Man,
Man, without question. Yeah, y'all
this
go
is
see
the
that movie.
Running Man.
Y'all go see that movie and think think of Jaguar. As you watch it, you're
No,
gonna,
no, don't think of me. Think of yourself.
hey, the society.
Because the second that you become a targeted individual, that's what happens to your life. This is what they do to you. That's why this whole documentary for me is so wild. Because pretty much everything, like I would have to say 80% of what's talked about in this documentary are things that I've been discussing and saying has been happening in the industry all along. Yes, would you agree or not?
Real life.